All right, welcome to my long-awaited virtual world combo video. So this video, I'm just going to go over three very basic combos that you kind of have to know to play virtual world. I'll share my end board and kind of like why I think it's strong, along with advantage. I think a lot of this deck is maintaining advantage. Card advantage is very important. And the end board, I go for a mixed card advantage. So I'm going to show three combos. I'm going to show one with City and Lulu. And then I'm going to show one with Nian and Gigi. So this combo is supposed to be like Lulu, best combo. This is mediocre. This is like, it can be any two virtual world monsters, really. It's just like a 2-card combo. So I chose these two because these would be like the two worst ones to open. So I'll show you what you can do even that. And then Ching Long plus Lily, very difficult to combo with these cards. These guys would normally be a brick, but I'll show you how to play out of the brick. And let's get into it. So at the end, this is, if you want to see my deck list, I'll probably leave it in a comment or something, but it's the most recent one I took to the Winner box on my channel. And in all these combos, I'll start with, you also need a third card, but it'll just be a driver, because it can be anything. And we want to keep track of card advantage. So the idea is to maintain hand advantage and mixed advantage between field, hand, grave to make the opponent spend at least 2+ resources to break it. And then your turn, you destroy their board. So City plus Lulu combo. First, you want to activate Kowloon to activate a Chuchi from deck. And then we want to activate Lulu on the Chucha, sending a spell to add a monster. Generally, when you're comboing with Virtual World, you will want to resolve all 4 of your Virtual World monster effects per turn, that being Lulu, Roshi, Gigi, and Kieran. So it's a lot of searching and looping to get to that point. But Lulu will send Ching Long, and Lulu will add a Kieran to her hand. So this is important. The way you do this, it protects against Droll. You can still make Shen under Droll. Just provides follow-up. This, you can make Shen under Lancia here. It keeps your options open is what it does. Instead of adding like a Roshi here, then Ching Long searching for Lily. So just the correct way to do it. And then you activate Lily. We're going to target Chuche here. And we're going to send Gigi and a Ching Long. The Starfield, hand, and the graveyard. Next, we'll want to synchro Lily and Lulu into Shen. So now, if they Nibiru us, we know we have guaranteed follow-up in Shen because that'll be engraved. And we'll have Ching Long to get to Lulu. So we have Lulu Shen as a follow-up regardless of what happens. You'll activate Ching Long to add Lao to our hand. And then we'll want to discard the third card we started with. In this case, Starframe Driver. And we'll want to activate Lalo targeting Chucha, sending Virtual World Nian from our deck to the grave. Summon Lalo, then we will summon a Lily from our graveyard. And overlay Lalo and Lily into M7 because we want to resolve Gigi this turn. So we'll summon M7 in the extra monster zone, detach Lalo to add Gigi from our graveyard to our hand. Next, we'll activate Gigi targeting Shen. This is why we need to make Shen early in the combo. As a hedge against Nibiru, but also we needed a monster to target to send a trap. So we'll send Chucha. Summon the Gigi. Then we'll activate Nian effect on the Gigi summon to summon itself. We'll banish Chuche to increase Nian's level by 3. And then synchro these two for Croco Dragon. And we'll activate Nian effect chain 1, Croco Dragon chain 2 to put Chuche back so our Lulu is live. And then we will draw 1 card from Croco. And in the end phase, we'll add back a Lulu from Gigi. So we started with City Lulu and a driver. And we end with M7, Shen, Croc, Chuche. 2 cards in hand, plus we would have had 2 additional cards because it was a 3-card combo. You start with 5 cards. So plus 2 random cards. So this would be your ending board. If I went blind first, I open City Lulu, this is what I would produce. Why I think this is strong. So if you go tzolkin, Crystal Wing, Dragoon, or Caliga, or even just leave those on the board, you only have 2 cards in hand. Whereas this, you have 4 cards in hand. So turn 3, you'll have 5 cards off your draw for turn, plus a Shen follow-up, plus a Ching Long. So you will you'll have full combo next turn, plus a +1. This also is it takes the opponent at least 2 cards to break this, often more. And all these cards have paid for themselves in terms of card advantage. So it doesn't matter if they clear the field or not. Your goal is to survive, and then OTK turn 3. We look at card advantage. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we went +3. And this doesn't count any hand traps we draw to. So we have 3 forms of disruption. Shen's like the macro. Chuche for pop, and then Croc for a pop. So 3 forms of disruption plus Nibiru, Ash, Troll, any of those hand traps we might have drawn. It's really difficult to break through this board. What else do I want to comment about it? Yeah, so it'll usually take them 2 cards to break this, at least. Because Dark Ruler, that only removes these 2 interruptions. Cosmic, that only removes Chuche. They don't have anything for hand, and they also need to remove your resources from grave, the Shen, and Ching Long. So even if they wipe the board, you won't get OTK through this either. They would have to be playing like Dino and open really, really well or something. But so like they wipe the board, and then it's your turn. Turn 5 or turn 3, you'll have 5 cards in hand, and then you'll have Shen as a free revival, along with Ching Long engraved to search out a name. So that's why I think it's really strong. You have mixed card advantage. It guarantees they'll need to expend 2 to 3 resources to break it, and then you have significant advantage, card advantage over the opponent the next turn. M7 and Croc, their job is to turn field advantage into hand advantage in the combo. Because I want to finish on as many cards in hand as possible. And you saw on my build, we run like 11 hand traps. So that's what's important, is having those hand traps to back up the board as well. And OTK the next turn. Or set up like a 4 material Zeus, and the opponent just has no resources. I think card advantage is really undervalued in a lot of matches. So next I'll show you how to combo with Lily and Ching Long. So these are the 2 absolute worst. So we just went over City Lulu. Those are the 2 absolute best. Ching Long, Lily, 2 absolute worst. So we'll start by activating Ching Long, and we'll activate Lily. And what makes this the worst is you won't be able to end with a Chuche. So we'll use Lily, Ching Long, and then we'll send Lulu, and we'll send Shenwu. And we'll start with the driver again in hand, but it's just like any card to discard. So maybe you open like Lily, Ching Long, and 3 hand traps. And this is the only play. If you have any extender, you can turn any of these combos into full combo. By extender, I mean like any other virtual world name. You can get like full combo. Maybe I'll make a video with turn 3 combos to show you how to break boards too. I think that is more valuable than this. But this is just showing like blind first what I would do. You want to use Shenwu effect. Special summon the Lulu, discard driver. Synchro these 2 for, so you could make Shen here, but we want more card advantage. Card advantage is king. Synchro for Vermilion. Banish the Lulu from grave, target Vermilion itself, pop it, add Lulu to hand, and then we want to activate Lulu targeting Ching Long. So right here is when you would normally add Chuche, but because if we did that, we would have no follow-up play. It would just be a floating Lulu and the Chuche wouldn't be live. That's why we are unable to go for the Chuche ad here. Oh yeah, we're using Lulu effect to summon herself. Send a trap to add a monster. I'm thinking what monster we had here. I just like completely escaped my mind. I think we had Roshi here, right? Yeah. Or, yeah, Roshi works. Oh, we use Roshi targeting Lulu. If you had another card in hand, this would be so much better, but real basic, say open 3 hand traps. And like, because we're going to end on M7 plus Shen. Like that with an Ash or Nibiru on hand, that's really strong. Shen's really difficult for a lot of decks out. Especially in like a local or tournament setting where you're expecting to play against a lot of Rogue. Shen just beats Rogue. So special summon that. And then we want to go for a M7 here. Then we will detach Lalo to add back Lalo. And then we'll banish Ching Long because we want to get to Gigi. So Lalao's our +1 and Gigi's our +1 and Lulu's a +1. So we want to use all 3 of those names each turn. So we add Gigi, we discard whatever we added back from M7. And then Gigi effect, we will target Lulu. Because we'll throw the Ching Long engraved set up for next turn. So we'll have guaranteed follow-up. We'll summon the Gigi. And we'll banish Ching Long to make Gigi level 6. And then we'll synchro for Shen. End phase, we'll add back Lulu from Gigi. So we started with Ching Long and a Lily and Driver. So 3 cards. We ended with 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. So we went +1. Keep in mind, that was a 3-card combo, so we'd also have 2 more cards in hand. This is what like the ending card advantage would look like. +1, but we have a Shen on board. We have a Lulu in hand, which is, we didn't start with a Lulu, but we ended with a Lulu in hand, which is really strong. Guaranteed follow-up. We have follow-up with Shen banish. And we also have a Ching Long engrave. So they would have to deal with, figure out how to stop the Ching Long or just let you play with the free ad. 3 cards in hand. A floating Ching Long, they have to remove this, otherwise it's a free Lulu target. And then they have to deal with this on their turn. So for bricking, like if I open 3 hand traps and Lily plus Ching Long, that's pretty close to a brick. But you still end really strong. Oh, 13 minutes. Oh man, all right, long video. I'll go through the last combo real quick. So last combo. We'll start with Nian and Gigi plus Driver. So you just normal Nian, activate Gigi effect. Sending Ching Long, because we want to get to Lulu. This, you could substitute this out for many different names. So like generally just 2 name combo. These are like the 2, like some of the worst names to start with, so I'll show you what to do with them. Because otherwise there's just ways to get to like full combo if you have the 3rd name or any extender. So add discard Lulu effect. Targeting Nian. So we'll add a spell by sending a trap. Shanru, and then we activate Kowloon to activate a Chuche from deck. And we'll Synchro 6 for Coral Dragon. And then Synchro 9 for Shen. We'll use Coral Dragon effect to draw a card. This is our graveyard right now. And we'll banish Shanwu. The special Gigi. The Nian effect to summon itself. And we'll discard whatever we drew. So I'll just leave it face down because it doesn't matter. Synchro 6. For Stardust draw a card. And then end phase, we get Gigi effect to add back to our hand. So we started with Gigi, Nian, and Driver. And we ended with Lulu in hand, 1 draw, Chuche, Stardust, and Shen. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards off of 3. And because we'd have 2 more cards in our starting hand, because we start with 5, and this combo only used 3. So this is what our ending board would look like. Shen, Chuche, plus 4 cards in hand. I think this is pretty strong, considering you only opened 2 virtual world monsters. This is what you go. 4, 5, 6, 7, so we went plus 3. The opponent has to play through Shen, Chuche pop, and you have follow-up with Lulu in hand, plus any hand traps you might have drawn. Anyways, that's my build. These are just real basic, like, virtual world combos. I think I want to stress the importance of like mixed card advantage. You know, not getting blown out by 1 Dark Ruler, 1 Droplet, 1 Lightning Storm, 1 Feather Duster. It's really strong to have a follow-up in your graveyard with like Ching Long or Nian's or Shen. Have field advantage to where they have to deal with your monsters on field. Like 3,000 defense Croc is difficult to get over. That's a lot of defense. And it's difficult to play under Shen, and Chuche is a ridiculously good card. And then the importance of follow-up. So turn 3 is what you're playing for here, and you'll have 5 cards in hand with Shen coming back out. And that's assuming they're able to play through the board. So anyways, hope you liked the video. I'd be interested in talking about like your thoughts on the tzolkin combos, because this is using my build from my recent box tournament where I didn't play it. How you feel about ending on like 4 cards in hand versus 2, and generally the best. I'd be interested to see other builds where you can end on more than 4 cards in hand. So let me know, man, and thanks for watching.